They say if you can make it in New York, then you can make it anywhere. Well, I'm putting that theory to the test. Now that most of my licensing work for my home care agency is done, I got the itch to see if I could expand on my real estate portfolio and start adding a few more millions in assets while I'm here. In this video, I'm going to show you why I chose to relocate to Broward County, how to find deals, and how to connect with other people involved in this real estate investing industry. If this is your first time here on ENTP Life, I mostly cover real estate, business, and then anything else that I'm interested in. If this is the sort of content that excites you, please subscribe, like, and make sure that you share this video with any friend that might find this interesting as well. If you have any questions, please use the comment section below. I make it my business to answer every single question that comes through. That way I can guide you guys and anybody else who's watching through the process of building your wealth. Now that I've talked your ear off, let's see what Fort Lauderdale and Broward County has to offer. Hopefully I can convince some of you guys to make your move down to sunny Florida and invest in some real estate. Broward is the next county up from Miami. Its big city is Fort Lauderdale. I chose to move here because these beaches are better than the beaches of Miami. I also saw that you get more bang for your buck when compared to Miami when it's time to pick up real estate. Fort Lauderdale is near multiple international airports and a perfect midpoint between New York City and Medellin, Colombia. I live in downtown Fort Lauderdale. I rent where I live and I have all the amenities that I need, like a pool and a gym. I live right by the river and walking distance to the best restaurants and nightlife in the city. Every day I get to watch a sunrise over the river as I make my way to work. Best of all, my rent for a 2-bedroom apartment is only $1,900, which is cheaper than my tiny New York City studio that I have for lease on Airbnb. Let's cruise around and scout for some properties and see where the investment opportunities are. So the first thing I do when I get to a new area is I drive around and try to really know the neighborhood. So I got my deal machine open here, and there's already a property that I saw while walking around that I do want to capture in deal machine. And what I look for is really crappy properties, things that a seller might be interested in selling. And what are the giveaways? Tall grass and just an ugly house. Yeah, and here's another house that has some of the dead giveaways of being abandoned, right? Here's a house that I drove by that's all boarded up and looks like it's ready to be sold. So I'm gonna break out my deal machine and see what's up. So right here, 620 Southeast 4th. It's owned by what used to be I guess a daycare center, Kid International, absentee owner. So I'm gonna just try to figure out who that company is and try to get a hold of them and see if they're willing to sell this property. So I just grab a picture right here in deal machine, and that's it. I'm able to send out some mailers directly to this company using deal machine. It cost me I don't know, I think $1 per posting. And if they're interested in selling to me, they might just call me up or vice versa. But this is a property I really like. It seems to be a 4-unit, and that's right up my alley. So I'm gonna try to find out who this company is and see what their interest is in selling. And that's just gonna take some kind of reverse searching, going on Google, trying to see if they've relocated offices, if they have another office somewhere else. So as I was adding deals to deal machine, this happened. Sorry to bother you.
Sure.
I'm just kind of curious. Do you know the status of that building?
This whole area, these 2, 3, 4 blocks have just been purchased from a foreign investor.
Okay.
I know that the prior property owners, that it was slated to be demoed.
Okay.
They're supposed to be developing, but I don't know what
So
time.
from there to
7th Street and all the way to Federal Highway.
oh, this entire section has been
Yeah.
bought out by one development group. Gotcha. So they're putting up some buildings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna
cool.
be something big. So this is my area. If you need anything, give me a holler.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right,
you.
take care.
Appreciate it. And just like that, I have a new contact working for the city who knows what is going on in the local market, and I'm able to get information from her whenever I need. This is too freaking easy. It looks like an abandoned store, right? Its tree line is overgrown. The grass behind it is overgrown. So this actually might be something worth trying to figure out what's going on. Let's pull up in here real quick. Private property. Commercial property doing nothing. Let's see where we're at here. Damn, we're on the corner of 901. Highlands Equity Investors, corporate owned, whatever. I'm gonna add this property. See what they're talking about. Got this small apartment building up here. Across the tracks. And on this block right here, check this out. You've got this new construction going on, right? And these are the type of buildings I want to start building, these townhouses, right? Check this out, man. New construction, really nice. There's contractors on the job, which means I can walk in there, find out who they are, pull their information. So I'm gonna be coming back around here to kind of do some fact checking because I need some builders. So this is what's happening. They're taking these little houses, right? These little duplexes and properties that aren't really much, they're small, and they're converting them into larger townhouses that are much more attractive. And even over here, right on the other side of the street, you have like, maybe this was like 2005, 2006 era when you started building these townhouses. So there's something to be said about taking these smaller homes that people are neglecting, demoing them out, and kind of building up. And I see that that's what's going on in the neighborhood a lot, so it makes me think that's the direction that I myself should be going in. People want new, people want fresh, people want big. Whatever, man. You know, I don't care about that, but here's a corner property. This one's already listed for sale. Really large property. I'm gonna just take a picture of the for sale sign so I could go home and research it. And they might be owned by the same too, because there's two right next to each other. Right on the corner, and this little pink peach one. And the little pink peach one is, you know, exactly how I like them. Small and ugly. So this is Southwest 10th Street. I'll just snap a picture of these homes. I'm gonna add them to the deal machine too to see who the owner is, because you know, when you find two properties right next to each other, looking dumpy, and they're for sale from the same realtor, chances are it's the same seller. And that same seller might have more properties, they might be retiring, they might have dropped dead. So if I see something like that going on, I'm gonna think this guy might have other properties, so it's important for me to get a hold of who he is. So I'm gonna add him to Deal Machine as well, because at least on Deal Machine, I get a sense of who they are. And anybody else using Deal Machine, man, because lately, it's been acting like trash, honestly. When I first started working with Deal Machine, it was a lot more fluid. They did an update where it was supposed to be better, and it got so much worse. This house has a good looking driveway, the grass is cut, and then this one here looks a little more shabby, tall grass. It's most likely a rental property, right? It's most likely not somebody who owns this property. So if the landlord is neglecting it a bit, he might be tired of owning it, and he might be willing to sell. I mean, those are little signs I look for. I don't think it's time yet. You know what I mean? He's probably generating his rent on that, but it's just something that I want to point out. Now on the same block, look at this house that's for sale. I'll pull up a little closer so you can see. A nice bit of new construction, modern home for sale on the same exact block. So look at that. You got one piece of trash on one side of the street, and you got this one on the opposite side. You know, that shows me that this block is changing and changing quick, and people are willing to invest and add value. Look here. You have some more of the townhouses, newer townhouses on the same block that these older, smaller houses are on. So people are buying them, knocking them down, and putting up things that are worth a little more. Here's another property. Look at this. Newer, nicer property. Look at the cars, a Range Rover and a Mercedes SUV. It lets you know what's happening here. Change is happening. And look at this one. This one just had his grass cut. It has no shades in the windows. So who's living here? No one. There's mail in the box. I'm pulling into this one. I'm adding this one as well. You got some damage in the roof here. It looks like nobody's been living here for a while. Private property, property manager, Jesus Ramon Gonzalez. All the information I need is right there. So I'm going to give this dude Jesus a call, figure out what's going on with this property, see if anybody's willing to sell. To me, it's really incredible that people leave properties like this. And the neighbors who are in the neighborhood aren't even trying to get up on it. Some of you guys at home may have properties like this right in your own neighborhood. And it's this sort of property that might spin you off $300,000 in profits if you just do what some of the smart money is doing, like demo it and build it into a townhouse. So I got everything that I need from this property. I got some detailed shots of the condition of it. I got the property manager's name. I know the address. I'm gonna add it to Deal Machine. And once I do that, I can start my negotiations to see if it's something that turns into a deal. So take a look at this. They're selling this entire project. And I guess it's going to be, they have approved plans. I wonder how much they're selling it for. And I wonder why they're selling it. But right there, you see somebody, this is another strategy altogether, which is like pre-development. You go in, you control the land. Maybe they only have the land on a contract. They pay a fee for the exclusive rights to buy it. They do the initial development plans, get it approved, and then they bump it off to somebody else who doesn't want to put in all that legwork. And you could do something like that. Maybe it costs you $100,000, but you end up making a $500,000 profit by just, creating the opportunity. Bam, here's another house that seems to be having trouble. And it's, this is so obvious and so simple. Look at this. The front is boarded up. The roof looks crazy. It's a duplex. There's old mail in the mailbox and some flip-flops on the other side. What's going on here? This doesn't make any sense at all. So what happens? It gets added to Deal Machine. See if I can get a hold of the owner. But you got to look for these signs of distress. You have to kind of try to identify, what's good. Obviously, this neighborhood is good because developers are buying up land and building condos. But it's close to the points of employment. It's not a bad neighborhood, but you have these sketchy houses that were, here before the turnaround started. And that's a natural progression. That's where you want to go. See, I don't even have time to do this all the time. I'm here with the baby. And it's my day of babysitting. Hey, Monica. Little boogers. Yeah, so I don't get to do this as frequently as I'd like. And if I did, I'd be able to find and add so many more properties to my Deal Machine. I'm actually thinking about just hiring somebody, paying them like 10, 15 bucks an hour to drive around and catch all these houses that look distressed, right? Because if I add 200, 300, 400 of these, a week, one of them is going to turn into a deal for me. So what is that worth? If I pay somebody $500 a week to do that, and I'm getting one deal out of it a week, and I make, 15, 20K off of that, or whatever it ends up being, it's obviously worth it. What happened next is what separates those who are trying to invest in real estate and those who are really doing it and getting it done. I saw another townhouse project and figured, let me try to get in there and meet the on-site manager.
Hi, my name is Bill Butler. I'm a general contractor with Emerald Contracting Corp. out of Jersey. We're here at one of our properties. It's a residential property. We generally are a commercial-based retail general contractor, but since Neiman Marcus and all of them have not been opening on without the COVID-19, we are now starting to build residences, condos, quick builds. Until Neiman Marcus and everything gets back in order.
What is this project that you're working on? Can you just describe what it is?
Yes, this is a Tarpon River condo build. It was a blank lot, and the owner of this property lives next door, and he decided he wanted to build it, and now he's part owners with our company. It's going to cost about $750,000 to $1 million to build, and the sale price will be $1 million a piece. So we're expecting a pretty good profit.
So if you could you just describe what we're expecting to get as a final product for each of these townhouses?
Sure. This is going to be a 2-level open area because we live in Florida. We like a lot of light. It's going to be 3 bedrooms upstairs, and the whole downstairs area will be living room, kitchen area, basic laundry, and garage carport, and 2 pools, 2 small pools in the back. So, and it's at the end of a court, so they have canal access right here at the end.
And just like that, I found a contractor doing exactly what I'm hoping to do. Who knows, they may even be the contractor that I use on a future project. Keep in mind, all of this took place in just a 45-minute drive. I added 10 properties to Deal Machine and took notice of where the value is in my local market. Now that I have an idea of what I want and what to expect, I'm going to contact Ramon, the same real estate agent that I used to get my apartment. I'm going to tell him that I'm looking for triplexes and quadplexes that are able to achieve the 1% rule. And I'm also going to look for land and development opportunities. In the meantime, I'm going to keep adding deals to Deal Machine to see if I can squeak out a deal or 2 on my own. In the next video, we'll see what Ramon cooks up as I try to get established here in Broward County. Thanks again for watching me here at ENTP Life. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and of course, your questions and comments are always welcome below. Till the next video, take care.